Hi, I'm David Bellman, and welcome to another episode of Smart Diamonds TV. Well, if you probably saw my last episode, you saw me examining the really cool wedding band that belonged to Lee Harvey Oswald, and the really neat discovery that we made of the hammer and sickle that was inside of the mint mark inside the wedding band, which proved 100% that the ring was in fact purchased in the Soviet Union, and really helped to authenticate the beautiful ring that they have and the rare piece that it is. Then I got the opportunity to take a look at these rosary beads. The beads belong to JFK, and from my examination of the rosary beads, it was very obvious that these beads were, and the cross itself, the crucifix, were very old. In fact, if you looked really closely at the crucifix, you notice that the sterling silver cross had a lot of the details in the crucifix worn off from wear, just from handling it. So, and silver is a really tough metal. So, like they would make coins out of it, back in the 1800s, and it was really durable, so it would last a long time. So when you find sterling silver pieces that are worn like this, you know that they've been handled quite a bit. And it was obvious that this cross was carried with him and held in his hands quite frequently, probably throughout his life, although he was very young when he died in his early 40s. He probably received these at a very, very young age and carried them around with him quite a bit. One of the interesting side notes to the rosary beads is that there was another set of rosary beads that he carried with him, or was carrying with him the day that he was shot in Dallas. Those beads were in his pocket, and after the assassination, Jacqueline Kennedy gave the beads to kind of like historical family members back in Ireland, where their original family, 4 or 5 generations previous, had come from. So those beads were given to them. And these beads, these rosary beads that were his personal beads, were given as a gift from JFK's brother to a man named Dave Powers, who ultimately was, who was at the time JFK's best friends, and then ultimately became the curator of the JFK Library in Boston up until just about a year or two ago. And then these beads resurfaced, and now we're going to be at our auction for their big auction coming up in October. So I just want to show you some of these video clips that I had put together while I was examining the cross, just so you could kind of take a look at it. They did say that they anticipate this to now sell for well over $1 million when it goes up for auction. And those are early estimates. There's still several months to go, so we'll see what happens. I hope you enjoyed looking at these beads, and I will have another episode for you shortly. Thanks.